The year was 2014. Goodluck Jonathan was president. I was young and full of dreams. Nigeria, at the time, felt like a cage. It felt like my aspirations were too big for its borders. So I left. I boarded a plane, leaving behind the familiar warmth of home for the unknown chill of Europe. Europe shimmered with promises of better opportunities, of a life less ordinary. I craved the chance to explore, to learn, to reinvent myself. Leaving my family was heartbreaking, but I clung to the hope of a brighter future, a future where my potential could bloom.
The first few months were a whirlwind. New sights, new sounds, new languages. It was exhilarating and overwhelming, like trying to drink from a fire hose. But amidst the chaos, a seed of doubt began to sprout. I missed the warmth of the Nigerian sun on my skin, the comforting rhythm of our local dialects, the easy camaraderie of family gatherings. Europe was a tapestry woven with threads of hope and hardship. On one hand, I had opportunities I could only dream of back home. I enrolled in university, my mind expanding with each lecture. I met people from all walks of life, their stories weaving new perspectives into my own.
Yet, Europe also presented its share of challenges. The biting cold seemed to seep into my bones, a constant reminder of my displacement. The language barrier was a wall, isolating me even in crowded rooms. And then there was the subtle sting of prejudice, the feeling of being other in a foreign land.
Years turned into a decade. I built a life in Europe, a life filled with achievements and friendships, but it was a life lived in the in-between, always a visitor, never quite belonging. A part of me remained tethered to the land of my birth, a constant ache in my heart. The decision to return to Nigeria wasn't sudden, it was a slow dawning. It began with a whisper, a longing for the chaos of Lagos streets, for my mother's jollof rice, for conversations in the language that felt like home. The whisper grew louder with time. It echoed in the news I read, in conversations with fellow Nigerians abroad, in dreams of bustling markets and vibrant streets. The pull of home became a force I could no longer ignore.
The turning point came unexpectedly. The news of my grandfather's passing pierced through my life, shattering the illusion of distance. He was gone, a part of my history, my identity, gone forever. It was a stark reminder of the preciousness of time, of the irreplaceable value of family and roots. Grief became the catalyst. I booked a one-way ticket to Lagos. It was time to go home.
The air was thick with humidity as I stepped off the plane. The familiar scent of dust mingled with spices hit me, transporting me back in time. Lagos welcomed me with car horns, street vendors, and the rhythm of pidgin English. Driving through the city, I felt a mix of familiarity and change. Skyscrapers now shared the skyline with the low-rise buildings of my childhood. And then I was home. My mother's embrace was warm and familiar, her eyes reflecting joy and relief. The house was filled with the aroma of her cooking, and I felt truly at peace. Returning after a decade, I found myself rediscovering Nigeria with fresh eyes. The country had undergone a metamorphosis, a transformation both tangible and intangible. Yes, the challenges remained, the traffic, the infrastructure gaps, the echoes of corruption. But there was an undeniable spirit of resilience, a vibrant entrepreneurial energy that pulsed through the streets. The Nigeria I returned to was a land of innovation and creativity. Tech hubs were springing up, young entrepreneurs were disrupting industries, and a new generation of artists, writers, and musicians were making their mark on the global stage. There was a palpable sense of hope, a belief that we were on the cusp of something extraordinary. More than the physical changes, it was the spirit of the people that truly captivated me. The warmth, the humor, the unwavering belief in the power of community. These were the qualities that truly defined Nigeria. I realized that these were the qualities that had been woven into the fabric of my being, even when I was thousands of miles away. My journey back to Nigeria was more than just a physical return. It was a journey of self-discovery. In leaving, I had sought to find myself, to carve out my own path. But it was in returning that I truly came home to myself. I realized that my experiences in Europe, both the triumphs and the challenges, had shaped me, broadened my perspective, and ultimately led me back to where I belonged.
There's a saying in Igbo, Nwanyi bu Ife, which means a woman is something. It's a testament to the strength, the resilience, the inherent worth of women.
My journey taught me the truth of this proverb. It taught me that home is not just a place, but a feeling, a deep-rooted sense of belonging. And it taught me that sometimes the greatest journeys are the ones that lead us back to ourselves. I am home now, and it feels